Hello, everybody. Soaring with the skies. Don Wings What Ifs here, and I'm here to bring you What If Deku was a todoroki and had Natsu Dragneel's powers. So, let's get started, shall we? Last time I left off on an uneasy note because I wanted to get it over with so I could get what the ship is, and seems a lot of people really want Natsu X Urza. So that's what I did. I went out, found lots of pictures of them together, and her armor too, because you gotta agree with me, she has a shit ton of armor. Don't even try to talk me out of it. She has a shit ton. I just chose the necessary armor for the activities which they will be doing. So yeah, it's fine. Okay, now that we know that the ship is Urza, I can start off when high school starts, when they first meet. So, if you can remember from last time, the way they met is Natsu was on the beach picking up trash, training his body, and then when he was done, he would burn the pile up, trying to get his body ready to handle the amount of flame power which his flames produce. Since Endeavor really didn't care about teaching him about how to use his fire, since he only thought of him as a failure and thought of Shoto as the perfect weapon to win against All Might. While Natsu, his name is Natsu in this one, not Izuku, but I'll get confused with Natsu and Izuku very often, so don't don't comment about it. Yeah, that's fine. That's all. So he was busy cleaning. He was thinking about that time, and he knows that Shoto doesn't want to use his fireside because of his father. Then he's like, he still has that goofy attitude, right? But then he like Natsu, but then he can become serious, and is smart. So he's busy picking up trash, burning it, and then a girl is walking by. She sees flames going up. She wants to know what's happening, so then she goes to the beach where she finds Natsu busy punching the trash with flames with the flames here on the picture. He's trying to get a handle of not burning himself with the fire dragon king flames. That's what he calls it. If you remember from the last part, I also said that the doctor said that if he condensed his flames hard enough, he could make electric lightning. I think that's how it works. Maybe my logic from Avatar might be wrong. Who knows? Only time can tell. Okay, back to the what if. So she comes down, she asks what he's doing. He says he came here to train his body as well as his quirk, because he wants to be a hero. And he wants to be a hero. She says, "Oh, so you too want to be a hero?" He says, "Yeah." "You also want to be a hero?" She says, "Yes." Then he says, "How rude of me. Let me introduce myself first. Name's Natsu Todoroki. You?" "Urza Scarlet. Pleasure to meet you." He says, "I was just about to take a break. Would you like to eat some strawberry cake with me?" Once he says that, he sees stars in her eyes as she nods rapidly, as he just laughs at this. Then she asks, "What are you laughing at?" "Nothing, nothing." So I take that as a yes. She nods her head, and then he takes out a blanket, puts it on the area where he cleaned, and he starts to cut the cake. So for those who are wondering how Urza's looking like, this is how she looks. If you don't know how she looks by now, I'm just sorry. This is what she's wearing right now. Okay. As Izuku, as yeah, I'm gonna get names confused. As Natsu says, so, what's your quirk? Then she says, my quirk is called Requip. Requip? What does that do? He asks. As he gets out a notebook. She asks, what's a notebook for? He says, you can't only rely on strength when you're in a battle, you also have to rely on your smarts. So I made this hero book where I take down villains' quirks as well as heroes' quirks to be able to analyze them and fight them with a little less of power. Since my power is way too destructive, you could say. She giggles at this and says, I find it kind of cute. He blushes a little at this. He says, oh yeah, back to the topic. Your quirk? She says, my quirk is called Requip. It allows me to create any armor which I have designed. I can get armor, various swords, shields, axes, spears, bows, any kind of weaponry you could imagine. That's a powerful quirk. As well as me having my telekinesis quirk from my mother, which is another benefit to my Requip quirk, since I can move the objects in the air. A dangerous combo. Then she asks, so what's your quirk? My quirk is called Fire Dragon King. He says, and she asks, what's that? Fire Dragon King is a fire type quirk, but my hottest flame, but I have 3 flames: normal orange flames, then golden flames, then as he puts his hand out and shows this kind of flames which are in the picture, Dragon King flames. These flames are so hot that it could cause the earth, that it could also burn on earth. No grass, no nothing. It could burn on earth. That is my quirk. I can also compress it so high that I can make lightning with it. He says, as he shows his smile. She passes a little while she sees his smile. And yeah, so they keep on talking. Then she asks if she can join training since she also wants to go to UA. He says fine and tells her the time that she should come. And that's been going on for 1 year. They finished the beach in 3 months, and they started training with each other. So starting to design new armor, as well as Izuku trying to master his Fire Dragon King mode and Fire Lightning Dragon mode. Okay, after that year pass, Izuku starts to get. During that year, Izuku and Urza start to get feelings for each other. Yeah. Then, about 3 months later, Izuku finally gets up the carriage and goes to her and asks, and she says, hey Urza. She says, yeah? I've been meaning to ask you something. She says, shoot, I was wondering if you'd go out on a date with me. It's totally fine if you don't want to. She says, sure. Wait, what? What did you say? I said, sure. Really? Okay. That's what he says outside, but inside he says, like, yes, I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a living legend, brothers. I've done it. I have done it. He's crying inside his mind. As for Urza, while she was saying that, in her mind, she's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, yes, she said, he asked me out. You might be wondering why is her personality different. It's not different, it's just different with Natsu. You understand? Okay, good. Because I'm not going to explain anything. You should understand what romance is. You open up to that person. Oh, I just went into detail explaining it. I'm an idiot, you know that? Back to the topic. So, they start dating, going on dates, on all of that for 2 years and 9 months. Izuku and her have been dating for 2 years, 9 months. Then come then he found out that she also goes to the same school as him, as then they started hanging out at break time and all that stuff. Oh, break time, school. The one thing which you look forward to when you're in school. Gives you a striving will to finish your work faster. Now I understand why they put that there. Now I understand why. Okay. So, yeah, they've been doing that. As for the slash villain incident, it was just a random citizen which the slash villain went after. Omai came, took a push away. You know what he did? Texas smashed the slash villain away and wake up the civilian goals, Omai goals. Nothing really happens. 10 months of training. In 10 months of training, right now Izuku is in his house. As he's sitting on the couch, Fuyumi is in the dining room drinking tea. Nasu is also on the couch watching TV. As Todoroki is with Fuyumi, but he is eating cold soba. As Izuku is just texting, and then Elsa sends him a funny meme, and then he starts laughing. As Nasu says, "So, what you laughing at?" Just a meme. Oh, okay. Then he starts texting, and then he says, "So who are you texting?" "A friend." Okay. He says that is well. I'm gonna go get some water. Don't change the channel. You understand? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He says as he goes to the kitchen, he does get some water, but then he goes behind Izuku and looks at who's texting to. It has heart, girlfriend, heart. No, no. Let's see. Heart, heart. Should I say as a dearest, as a honey? Heart as a heart. Yeah, heart as a heart. And then he's busy texting and saying. Then she asks, "So when are we gonna start training for the US entrance exam? Why not tomorrow?" at 5 o'clock. You down? Sure. But after that, you have to promise me you take me on a date. Promise to take you on a date to the bakery so you can get strawberry cake. She sends pictures. She sends shining stars emojis, shining star emoji eyes as he just types LOL. And Natsuo just steps back, goes to Fuyumi and todoroki and says, "How? Guys, you won't believe what I just saw." Todoroki looks at him and says, "What?" "Okay, it's about Natsu." "Yeah, what about it?" Hmm? Fumi says, "Wow, stopping tricking a team. What is it, Natsu?" He spit it out. Has. Okay. Continue. Can you stop doing that? Okay. He has a girlfriend. Fuyumi puts down her cup and then says, I I need a few minutes. As she walks into the closet, she closes it and she squeals like a maniac. Then she comes out and says, "Okay, all done." And Shoto's like, good for him. "So you really don't care that he has a girlfriend? And why should we?" He will tell us it on his own time, right? And then that's what happens. Natsu goes and tells Ray. So Ray is not in the mental hospital. She's in the house, but yeah, just that changes. She's in the house. So Natsu goes and tells Ray that she might be getting grandbabies earlier than she thought, and then she asks what, and then he says that Izuku has a girlfriend. She she also squeals like Fuyumi, but not to that extent as her. So for the 10 months of training, this a few months they practice on their quirks, and then for a few more months they practice on their body and strengthening it to the utmost limits. Not they're not gonna be bulky like Endeavor and All Might. That's just obsessed. I mean, I can't believe Batman tried to make himself look like Superman. Oh, I believe it. Okay, let's get back to it. So, yeah. Oh, just lost train of sight there. Ooh, that's what you get for being sleepy. So, yeah. So, they won't be as powerful as All Might and Endeavor. That's just mad. He'll be as fit as how he is here, and Ezra will be as fit as how she is here. Yeah, she'll be as fit as this. She might not look like it, but then she can lift a ton and is very strong and fast too. Okay, so it's a day of the entrance exam. Do 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 do. This is what Natsu's wearing. Oh, as for the scarf, yeah, that was knitted by Urza. That's why he has it and always wears it. He's wearing this, but then his shirt is buttoned. He has his scarf around his neck. Yeah. And this is what Urza's wearing. Just that it's a long sleeve. Long sleeve. Yeah. So They're walking in. Izuku sees the building and says, huh, so big. What could they need all this space for? I don't know. We just have to see that. We just have to see that, right, Nuts? Yeah, and those are the nickname. As I calls him Nuts, 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 Nuts. Okay, let's think about anything. I'll just say that Natsu's his nickname. Is his name. She calls him by his nickname Natsu. Yeah, and then he calls her hers. Yeah. Okay. So they're walking in. They go in. They go to their seating places. Izuku didn't get a recommendation because Endeavor thought he was a failure, and that Todoroki was a ultimate weapon against All Might. Yeah, guy's got a weird obsession, though he's straight. Straight. Okay, back to the topic. They're sitting down. Many girls are eyeing Deku, and many boys are eyeing Urza as they sit down. As President Mike begins to explain that they're going to be doing the written test. When they're done, they're going to go to the auditorium where he will start to announce what the practical test will be. As they do the written test, Izuku coming second, as a third. So it's first Momo, second Izuku, third Urza, fourth we've got Shoto. Okay. So President Mike starts to explain the 1, 2, 3, and just as he is about to explain the fourth robot, Ian rises up and he says, yes, examining number 781. It says, I'm sorry for the interruption, but over here it says there are 4 robots, but you've only announced 3. If this is a mistake from such a prestigious school like UA, I am highly offended. And you two have been distracting everyone ever since you got here. And then that's when Izuku's like, first, if you paid any attention and actually tried to read the pamphlet, you would see that it's called a 0 pointer and it's just an obstacle to avoid. And if you just waited a little bit, you'd understand that President Mike was just about to explain it. And if you didn't just point your fingers at me and my girlfriend about us distracting people when we haven't even talked to anyone, it's therefore for looking our way. So please tell me, in any part of your sentence made any sense to you, and when one sense comes to you, come tell me what that sense is, and then you'll find out. Yeah. Then Ida sits down and says, thank you, examine 654. There will be cards down below. You'll be given cards to which city block you'll be transferred into, and where you'll be collecting points. He says, Urza, what group are you in? She says that I'm Group B. He says he's in Group A. Seems like they don't want people from the same school working together to beat the others. He said, not like we needed much. He said to her, As he says, well, I'm going. He says as he kisses her on the forehead and says bye bye. As he goes into the bus, she goes into hers. As he's sitting there, they come to the area. He's at the back, and then President Mike says, "3, 2, 1." But when he was busy counting, the door suddenly opened. Izuku just lunged and then used intense flames coming from his feet and ran straight. Then the other examiners are saying, "Ha ha, that loser, he went at the wrong time. Now he's gonna get disqualified, meaning a better chance of me winning." Then the whole thing is just a stage. And even if it was not a stage, the person who would be going out are the contestants who couldn't spot a thing, he says. As okay, back to the topic. He blasts into it the way, then he's just going, and he's just using orange flames and starts beating at starts melting through the robot, melting their heads off, burning them into ash, hitting them so hard that their heads fly out because of the melt, how much it melted, and all that stuff. Just punching, kicking, and using Fire Dragon Iron Fist, Fire Dragon King Fist, Fire Dragon King, Fire Dragon King to Elimination Fist. Wait, there's only 4. Fire Dragon King mode. Fire Dragon King Iron Fist, Fire Dragon King Raw, Fire Dragon King Sword Horn, Fire Dragon King Talon, Fire Dragon King. Yeah, you get what I'm meaning. Using all those moves. As for Urza, when she got there, she equipped into Heaven's Will armor as she flies while all the others are waiting and they saying that she's probably going to get disqualified. President Mike says there are no countdowns in a real battle. She goes around, she makes multiple swords, use her telekinesis, slice them down, and raining the hundreds of swords on robots, making sure to not hurt any of the other bystanders trying to get points for the test. In the office observation room, you see the teachers talking about the bunch of students this year. Then Midnight says, "We've got a pretty good bunch this year." Then Ezra says, indeed. Some use intel gathering quirks into their advantage, while others, then ectoplasm says, while others use speed to get their advantage. And then Vlad says, while other people use planning and decisive and tactics to get more points. And then Cemento says, while others use power to score higher too. And then he says, so who's at the top of the leaderboard? Then he says, then Aizawa looks and says, a boy named Natsu Todoroki, he says. As everyone in the room goes silent, he says, Todoroki, you mean like Endeavor-san? He says, yeah. As Nezu pulls up the footage of him just using orange flames, burning through robots, slamming them, using all types of moves, Dragon Slayer wing attack. That's the one which I forgot. Yeah, and all that stuff. He asks if that's his full extent, and then then Aizawa looks at his applications. Izuku Midoriya is Nasu Todoroki, 19, graduated from high school, top of his class, graduated from graduated from the Japan district with fifth place. He says to them, as they all in awe of how smart he is, Quirk Fire Dragon King gives him abilities that of a dragon in hearing, sight, smell, increased strength, speed, durability, as well as the power to use flames. And the flames which we are seeing are not even the cut of it. What do you mean? It says that he can make three colored flames. The first one is orange flames, normal flames. The second one is golden flames, and the final one is red black flames that can even burn on ground without any grass and anything. As the other teachers start to think, this boy is very powerful. It's a good thing that he tried to be a hero, they said. Otherwise, it would be a troublesome facing him. It also says here that because of how compressed his flames get, he's able to also make lightning. He calls the lightning one flaming lightning dragon king mode and the fire dragon king mode. They said, "Oh, good." And then Mina says, "Huh, look at that girl over there." As then they look and see Urza busy using telekinesis with her weapons to cut down robots. Then she changes into the Flame Empress armor as she starts to wreak havoc by slashing them with flames. Then she equips into the Lightning Empress armor as she's striking them down with lightning. But first, before she strikes them down with lightning, she changes into the Sea Empress armor and uses water on the floor as she tells everyone in the vicinity to move as they all went away. And then she goes into Lightning Empress armor and uses the lightning from her stored up energy to attack them. Then Principal Nezu asks Aizawa what's her quirk. He says that her quirk she has two quirks. One is equip, allows her to design and create any armor she sees fit, be it crazy heavy armor, any weapon, be it long sword, fancy sword, epic sword, spear, bow, sledgehammer, warhammer, axe, shield, whatever you can imagine. And the other quirk is from her mom, telekinesis. A pretty powerful quirk, if I had to say so myself. Is, yeah, the 0 pointer comes in. By this point, Izuku has already made it to 195 points, while Elsa has about 182 points. As he sees the robot coming, he cracks his knuckles and says, "Finally, something worthy of not dying so quickly," he says as he raises up his hand, as he noticed that it's just a reanimation jutsu, and he felt very, very saddened that he can't control the ninth chakra inside of the twin brothers. Yada yada. So then he comes running up to it, and then he breathes in and he lets out a fire dragon roar with purple flames, melting it. And then, yeah, that's it. He picks up Uraraka, takes her to recovery girl. Then, with others, she also encountered the same thing, But then, lucky for her, there was still water on the ground, and used her lightning empress armor and shocked the beast up until it couldn't shock anymore. But Wendy was still alive. She's Wendy's alive. You don't have to worry about her. As he takes off the rubble off her, as then he takes off the rubble, takes Uraka to where Kabuko should be. As the test was over, he brought him her there. Kabuko heals her and asks him if he has any wound which he needs to be healed. He says no, there are none. As while he's busy talking with Kabuko, a person's hand goes around on his head and pulls him close to them. Like this right here. As in her hard Kezia armor. As she does this and says, glad to see that you're okay. I saw that massive power of golden flames of yours. Sorry to worry about that, Urza, he says as he kisses her. Then he says to Rikaviko that he has to go. And with that, he goes home. He goes, drops off Urza, then he starts heading home. And this is where I'm gonna be leaving it off. I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And yeah, that's basically it. Now signing off, Don Wings. Bye bye.